So one of the things that some of your colleagues have said about you, first of all, Steve and Ellen can't say enough about you. They say you really have added to and build the business.
Aw.
Yeah.
Wow.
So, yeah. And like I said, I know lots of clients who just adore you. They hate you and they adore you. They love the results they're getting.
Yes.
And so one of the things that I've noticed in an observation that other people have told me that are close to you is that you have as a trainer, you're able to have a really high expectation, but kind of in a loving way. So, and you don't really cut your clients much slack.
No.
So maybe you can speak a little bit to me about that, where that comes from and how you're able to do that and still like be friendly and keep them coming back.
Yeah, well, humor helps tremendously, as in if they have a good sense of humor.
Yeah.
Because there are days where, people come in with their bags on,
Yeah.
I don't know what's gone on the night before, 2 minutes prior, what have you. But all I know is that they're paying me money to see results. And, being in the situation that I am, money doesn't grow on trees and it's
Right.
precious. And I don't want anybody wasting my money. So I don't want them to feel like they're wasting their money.
Right.
And it excites me to see people come in, request a service, and it delivers. Mm-hmm. So when those challenges arise, which are pretty much on a daily basis,
Mm-hmm.
The tough love, I don't even say it's tough love, but it's just knowing that just as a 4 or 5 year old, I have high expectations, and I want, for example, I want my child to be able to know manners, know what's expected of her, know how to function within society.
Right.
If someone comes in and says, I want to lose 10 pounds, I want to learn to do 5 pull-ups, it's like, okay, you said it out loud, we're going to manifest it.
Right.
And I'm going to lovingly make you as uncomfortable as possible and support you through that. It's kind of like childbirth.
Yeah.
It's like, you're going to have these contractions, and I am right here for you to move through it, but they're not going to stop till that baby arrives, okay?
Yeah.
So let's get in there and get her done.
That's a great way to put it. That's a great way to put it.
So it's funny that the term bitch comes up quite lovingly.
Do they call you? Do your clients ever call you that?
Oh, to my face. Yeah.
So if they're not cussing, you're not doing your job.
Right.
No,
Well,
I'm
I
just
know
kidding.
that I've twisted them like just right. There's
Yeah.
certain
That's hilarious.
words that come out or sounds that sounds are a good cue too. And the people who have had those big requests, I know that we're getting in there and
Yeah.
getting the work done when certain things come out of their mouth, whether
That's
it's
hilarious.
a word or expletive, what have you. And same thing, they giggle. It makes them feel good because they've let me know, oh my gosh, this is
You're
hard.
killing me, girl.
You're killing me.
Yeah.
And I'm just like, fantastic.
All right.
Say it loud, say it proud.
That's right.
But it is interesting, and a lot of times I'll just bulldoze over if there's random conversations, especially in the group. I'm just going to talk my talk, and if they don't hear me, that's their loss. They're just going to have to play catch up and see that these gals are busting it and they're still slacking behind, and the next round it doesn't happen again.
Yeah, I don't imagine there's a lot of time for chit chat. It's a lot of work, right?
No chit chat, and that's one thing I say up front is this isn't chat time. We're on a tight schedule, and I book my sessions to the minute.
Yeah.
So there's no de-dawdling, and if they want to slack around, show up late, then oh well, that's the choice they made. That's not what I'm going to allow to happen. So back to the original question. Yeah, that's a tough one. I think a lot of it's just my personality, just being able to nurture and hold boundary at the same time and with the same intensity. I love them as much as I want to push them. It's like,
right.
I want this for you, you want this for you, so let's do it.
That's great. So you're trying to enable them. Another one, Steve says you're a great enabler at helping people realize their potential. So I think that's what you're describing right there.
Yeah, just to help them open up. And again, just confidence building and trusting their body, because most people haven't really been in their body in that completion. They might know how their feet feel or how their brain or their heart is feeling, but to be incorporated and be able to execute an activity with confidence is terribly empowering.
Right.
Who wouldn't want to feel that way?
Yeah.
And once you get a taste of that, why would you want to let it go?
You want more. Yeah, you want more of that, right?
Yeah.
So, do you ever see tears or I mean, it's hard, right? I mean, this is really hard work emotionally. I would think that some clients might break down, especially if they're new to this, right?
Sure. And absolutely there's a place for allowing that to happen. But usually, again, I try to bring laughter into it. Let them laugh at themselves and don't turn it into this self-defeating, oh, I suck.
Yeah.
I can't do this. And if they do say I suck, you're like, well, yeah, you do.
Yeah.
But you're trying and you're learning.
That's right.
You're putting it out there. So here, come here. Let me.
Let's get this over with.
Let's get down some water, and then we're going to go back.
Yeah.
You know, and people too come dragging in and be, teary or have had a crappy day. I think I'm just going to cancel. I'm like, well, come on, let's just go do it.
Work through this.
Next thing you know, the flip has been switched and they're game on.
Yeah.
So I wouldn't say it happens a lot, but there's a handful of folks that this is all just so foreign to them, and the insecurity issue really comes to the surface, and you can't escape it. You're in a room with other people who aren't necessarily watching you, but you feel very vulnerable.
Right.
And if they have those outbreaks, then you sit down and have a heart-to-heart, and you let them know that they're not the only ones that this has happened to.
Right.
And just push them through it, again, from a loving place.
Yeah.
They come back and they're ready for the next round. So
yeah, I bet you see some happy tears, or maybe you're not on site when those happen, but I bet you, like when someone finishes a race or gets in their size 6 pants or something, and you helped them get there, I bet you there's some happy tears out there too. You know.
Yeah.
So
those are great.